Hello, my name is Maria Biancardi, and I will be presenting you my urban farm community. I'll start with this first image. I chose it to represent my project because it is a pedestrian entrance into the dwellings. I wanted the space to be open, inviting, and peaceful, and I feel like this entourage encapsulates that. When arranging the buildings and allocating space for parking, roads, sidewalks, and vegetation, I placed priority in properly locating the dwellings in the context of parking. I wanted the parking and road access to not obstruct the view from the dwellings and likewise not expose the units to noise, pollution, and congestion. By placing the parking in the northwest corner, I was able to make use of placing the dwelling in the least traffic congested corner of the lot. You'll see I have grouped units by pairs, and although there is mirroring in every grouping, it was important to me to avoid symmetry on the larger scale as I did not want the map building to feel repetitive as someone would walk through it. I incorporated gardens and gathering spaces where it felt natural, in these open spaces, corners that you see here. The positioning of the trees on the southeast corner of the map dwelling, so to the right of this large mat building, or sorry, to the east of it. It's done to offer natural shade to pedestrians and to the buildings. In total, I allocated 20 dwellings, so 7 2-bedrooms, 6 1-bedrooms, plus a workshop guest suite, and 6 units composed of 2 small 1-bedrooms, so a total of 12 of those smaller 1-bedrooms. And these are, I've mentioned them in order, so you can see how they vary in shape and how much courtyard space was given to each. For the family one, I prioritized having a private courtyard and then on top of it the opportunity to have maybe shared courtyard spaces, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in the next few slides. So yeah, for this one I wanted to play with the possibility of having a shared courtyard, and this is one of those opportunities that is featured in the final layout that I went with. So you have a private courtyard for each dwelling, an entry courtyard, and then a shared one at the center. This combination of units would be ideal for maybe 2 families that have children. Would allow them to have like a larger space to host events for their children. Maybe if the neighbors are friends, they can hang out there. My instinct with the courtyards was at first what happens when they are connected from unit to unit, so like that shared courtyard, for example. At times it was advantageous to do so, but other times I explored the idea of privacy. So in this case, you have 2 courtyards that don't connect to each other. Therefore, they become private courtyards. And this interior corridor kind of becomes an extension of the house. It's almost like an outdoor hallway so that you could move from room to room. And this is the example of a unit that was divided into 2 dwellings. Put these side by side, but I made sure, since they each as an individual unit or dwelling don't have a lot of courtyard space, I made sure that I included them in areas where they would have easy access to communal gathering spaces. And here you can see a view of the map building and how each of those units combinations interact with the rest of the map building. Thinking about the dwellers of these units also led me to prioritize a few things. I mentioned parking is in the northwest corner. I made sure to include the market hall right next to it. This functions as a buffer leading into the dwellings and also functions as a storefront, giving visitors easy access to the market and the goods that are sold there by the urban farming community. Additionally, by having the dwellings closer to the south, it brought them closer to pedestrian access and to proximity to the garden plots. And finally, I used trees not only to help to visually separate areas, but also